So, have you made the decision to relocate to Florida and need a little assistance on what you need to take care of before moving down here? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 must-dos before moving to Florida. So stick around. Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie Bueno with the Whittemore Group at LPT Realty here in the Destin-Fort Walton Beach area. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap on that bell just so you're notified each time we do a new video, just so you don't miss out on all the cool information that we give you about this area. We do have a lot of people that reach out to us because they're either getting ready to relocate here or invest in property here, or really just trying to get some answers to the questions that they may have before they actually make the decision to purchase here or relocate here. So if you fall into any of those categories, whether you're looking to relocate here or invest in property and you need some assistance, feel free to reach out to us here at the Whittemore Group. We'd love to help as many people as we possibly can. Just give us a phone call, shoot us a text or email, and we'll definitely head back when you're relocating or purchasing property here in the Destin-Fort Walton Beach area. All right, so the 5 must-dos before moving to Florida. So first, obviously you want to do some research. Research the areas to find what's best for you and your family if you haven't already settled and focused in on one area already. I know some people like to relocate here because they have family here and they want to be close to them. However, if you don't have any friends or family here and you are just open to the entire state of Florida, do some research to see which places would work best for you and your family. Or if you don't have children yet and you plan on having children, think about what's good for the future as far as raising children. Or if you are in the retirement phase of your life, think about what you would like to enjoy during retirement and make sure you find a place that suits your needs, place that has places where you can relax and still enjoy activities, enjoy some of your hobbies. There's lots to do in Florida, so you just want to make sure that you're relocating to an area where you can enjoy the things that you love to do in life. You want to make sure if you do have children, do some research on the schools, school zones, things to do with your family. If you don't want to venture too far away from home, every time you want to do things with your children, you want to research amenities, neighborhoods, restaurants, parks. It's just really overall general things to do with your family. Make sure it's a convenient location to where you plan on purchasing a home, just to make sure that you guys have easy access to all the things that you guys like to do, either individually or as a family. And you also want to make sure you check into the crime rate too. We do have a lot of people that ask us about the crime rate and the safety of certain areas, which we are unable to provide much information on that. So, but please just make sure that you do the research on that as well. Second thing you want to do before you move to Florida is to confirm those temperatures if it's in your desired area, just to make sure it is something that you'll be able to tolerate. There are a lot of people that know that the Sunshine State is very warm. I mean, we're in the state of Florida, so a lot of people already are aware of what the temperatures are like just by visiting here. However, if you're not familiar with how hot Florida gets, you might want to do some research, especially if you plan on moving to either Northwest Florida or South Florida. It can get a little bit warmer in South Florida. Some people just feel like they really can't tolerate the summer heat. It can get very, very sizzling out here in Florida. And then there's people that have spent most of their life up in the northern states to where when they come to the extreme heat, 80s, 90s, even the 100-degree weather, it's just something that they physically cannot handle, may have some health issues, and just overall miserable and not able to tolerate the humidity here in Florida. So just make sure that you are aware of the temperature changes throughout the year. We don't get too cold. We do have some hot summer months, and it's still even a little bit warm in the winter months, but just make sure that's something that you're comfortable with before you move here. Number 3, speaking of the temperature, you may want to declutter your winter clothes if you're coming from up north. So if you live somewhere where you're used to all these snowstorms and blizzards and below zero temperatures, you may not need to bring that type of wardrobe down here in Florida. You don't need these strong, thick coats to survive our winters here in Florida. So you don't need to have all these winter snow boots, these turtlenecks, unless that's just your style and you're going to stick with it and you get cold easy and you'll still be wearing turtlenecks when it's 70 degrees out here in Florida. But other than that, that's just another thing that you want to go ahead and downsize on is your winter wardrobe, because you definitely won't be needing that here in Florida. Our winter months, I would say maybe the average is maybe 40 degrees-ish in the winter months. It doesn't get too cold here. There has been a couple times where I remember that it did hit to the 20s, but it's not long lasting. It's not like, a month or two. It's consistent 20-degree weather. It's nothing like that. But usually, for the most part, there's still people that visit here in Florida, or even the residents here in Florida will still be out at the beach, going for a stroll on the beach during the winter months, just to catch the sunset or the sunrise. So you definitely won't need those huge winter coats that you are probably used to wearing throughout the snowstorms or the winter seasons in those northern states. The fourth thing you may want to do before moving to Florida is to make sure that you review the cost of living in the area that you plan on living in, or maybe just review the areas that you have interest in, just to make sure that it fits within your means of living. You might plan on relocating, keeping the same line of work, maybe the same pay as what you're used to, and make sure that you're still able to live comfortably here in Florida. It may pay more or less than what you're used to. We may be the housing, groceries, gas might be a little cheaper, or even maybe a little bit more from where you live. So just make sure that you do some research on the areas of interest that you have, and make sure that the cost of living is within your means. Or if you plan on taking a pay cut, for sure that you're going to be making less than what you're used to. Just make sure that you're still able to live comfortably here in Florida, even with the job change and the salary change. And number 5, you definitely want to understand how to prepare for a hurricane here in Florida. A lot of people think just the thoughts of hurricanes is just very, very, very scary. However, it's not as scary as you may think. I know we've seen, if you're not in Florida, you've seen on the news how bad and devastating the areas can be, the areas that were hit by hurricanes. However, just be prepared for the worst and, expect the best. So just make sure if you do plan on bunkering down and sticking out the storm, staying home, make sure you have the necessary supplies that you need. Make sure you know the necessities in advance, so you're not trying to shop the last minute before a storm is due to hit. And of course, the shelves are going to be empty by that point. So make sure you're prepared in advance. You want to make sure you have your canned goods, non-perishables, toilet paper. Maybe if you have a generator, that'd be great, but just make sure you have extra batteries, maybe candles, just all the necessities that you need, and able to last at least a few days with your family, to be able to live comfortably still, even if you don't have electricity. But if you do plan on leaving, then just make sure you secure your home. Lots of information on that available. We do have information we can share with you if you need it. But just to sum that up, you can just board up your windows, put sandbags in front of your doors. Make sure you bring in all your outdoor furniture, which is something you'd want to do as well, even if you are sticking around throughout the storm. Bring all the outdoor furniture in, or any other items, loose items that you have outside. That way they're not flying around and end up in the neighbor's yard or busting out somebody's window or your own windows during the storm, if it's strong winds. But yes, lots of ways that you can prepare in advance for these storms. Just make sure that you understand how to prepare, whether you're staying or leaving. Our hurricane season is actually from June 1st through November 30th. But even if we're in that time frame, there's chances where you might not even experience a hurricane. Whenever there is a storm brewing out there in the Gulf or in the Atlantic, we're likely to be in the projected path of the storm. But if you are familiar with what that looks like on the Weather Channel, they have the projected path. Looks like a whole bunch of little spaghetti noodles. The storm can go this way, that way, whichever way. But as time gets closer and it does look like you're in the projected path, just please make sure you know what to do to prepare. All right, so those were 5 of the things that you must do before moving to Florida. There's plenty more. If you have any other questions that I didn't cover today, feel free to reach out to us or leave us a comment below. We'd love to answer any questions that you have. Don't forget to like and share this video with anyone you know that may be looking to move to Florida as well. Again, I'm Stephanie Bueno with the Whittemore Group at LPT Realty, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.